So we're revisiting the point slope form that we talked about in section 1.4. So we're doing it backward this time. So instead of, this is what we were doing. So here we said, hey, slope is 3 and a point is, just gonna make up an example, -2, 5. We were to write an equation of a line that passes through a point of -2, 5 and has a slope of 3. And we use a point slope form, which was y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And we said that's going to be y minus what number? The y value of 5 equals, we put the slope in front of that parenthesis, so 3 times. And inside the parenthesis, we have to do x minus the x value of -2. So x minus -2. But take a look. When you do a minus -2, this becomes positive, right? Because subtracting a negative is positive. Why did I show you this one more time? Because, guys, slope is easy to tell. Slope is just a number that you will see in front of that parenthesis. Nothing different. But the point, we have to be careful because the signs will change. We're talking about number being subtracted. So take a look at this for me, okay? When x value is -2, when x value was -2, we saw a +2 in the parenthesis. You see, we saw +2 there. So the signs of for the points, the x and y coordinates will be the opposite, okay? If you see +2, the x coordinate will be -2. Another, the y value, let's talk about that. If the y value is 5, +5, guess what you saw? You saw y minus 5. You saw a -5. Why is it happening? Because the point slope form is us subtracting, okay? And the point slope form really just came from the slope formula, okay? Y minus y1 over x minus x1. Imagine multiplying both sides by this x minus x1. To cancel this out. That's what it is, right? Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And so if you're wondering where did this minus signs came from, well, because to find the rate of change, to find that slope, we had to find the difference in y's and difference in x. Because this formula has this subtracting, I'll have to be careful. We have to tell the opposite numbers. Let me go ahead and go over some of these examples with you. I'll do the easier ones first, the slopes. So find the point on the line and the line slope. Slopes are just going to be always a number in front of that factor that has x minus x1. So here the slope is going to be -3 over 2. Slope's the easy part, you guys. Next, slope of this line is simply -4. It's just where we see it. And the last one, the slope is 4. All right, what about the point though? So point, you have to be careful because you have to use the opposite sign, remember? So let me see, I'm going to go ahead and highlight some of these. What's being subtracted from x? 1 is being subtracted from x, so the x coordinate is 1. Because I saw a -1 here, I put the x coordinate is +1. Another, I saw that the number being subtracted from y is 5, okay? So the y coordinate is 5. When you see a -5, the y coordinate is +5 because the number being subtracted is the y coordinate and the x coordinate. So just look for the opposite signs. That's the easier way of doing this. All right, let's take a look. What is being subtracted from x? 1 is being subtracted from x, so the x coordinate is 1. Opposite of -1 is +1, okay? Next, what is being subtracted from y? Now you can think of this as y minus -2. That's how the subtracting negative turned into a +2. So when you see a +2 here, the y coordinate is going to be the opposite of positive. So the y coordinate is -2. So you can say -2 is the number being subtracted. I think when we overthink this gets more complicated. So if you can just remember what you see when you see a positive 3 here, the x-coordinate will be negative 3. And when you see a negative 4 there next to your y, the y-coordinate will be negative 4, because these are the numbers that are being subtracted. So if I were to rewrite this, I can write this as y minus negative 4 equals 4 times x minus negative 3. That's what's happening here, okay? Where this value is y1, this value is x2, and the slope is just 2. That's why the point on the line is negative 3, negative 4. I'm going to keep this one short, but I definitely think you should practice this one on ALEKS homework, because if you're messing something up, they're going to keep on giving you new problems until you master this. So for this particular one, because it could be so easy, but you can get confused on it if you do it too fast, definitely check out this topic called Finding the Slope and a Point on a Line Given Its Equation in Point Slope Form. So this is something that you will have on your homework. Okay, I'll keep this video short and I'll come back and talk about parallel and perpendicular slope in the next video.